Who's the dumbest person you've ever met? My coworker Brad, hands down. This guy makes Kevin Hart look like Einstein, and I've got 3 years of stories to prove it. It all started on my first day at the marketing agency. Brad walked into our office break room where I was microwaving leftover pizza. He stared at the microwave for a solid minute, then asked me the question that should have been my first red flag. Hey, does the microwave light stay on when you close the door? I blinked, thinking he was joking. What do you mean? Like, when the door's shut, is the light still on inside? Because how would we know if it's on or off? I explained that it's exactly like a refrigerator. There's a little switch that turns the light off when you close the door. Basic physics, right? Brad shook his head seriously. Nah, man, fridges are totally different. They're cold, so they need less light to work properly. Microwaves are hot, so the light probably stays on to help with the heating process. I stood there speechless as this grown man explained his theory about temperature-dependent lighting systems. The next morning, I arrived at work to find Brad in the break room with a Phillips head screwdriver, actively trying to remove the hinges from the microwave door. Brad, what the hell are you doing? I'm gonna settle this once and for all, he said with the confidence of a NASA engineer. I'm taking this door off so we can finally see if the light stays on when it's closed. I had to physically stop him before he electrocuted himself or voided our warranty, but Brad wasn't satisfied with my intervention. 2 hours later, our boss Jennifer called me into her office, looking completely bewildered. Apparently, Brad had submitted a formal written request to HR asking the company to invest in a see-through microwave for employee safety and workplace transparency. Jennifer showed me the request. It was 3 pages long, typed in Comic Sans font, and included a hand-drawn diagram of what he called a glass front visibility microwave unit. He'd even calculated the estimated cost savings from preventing light-related workplace accidents. The proposal included gems like current microwave technology creates unnecessary anxiety and reduces employee productivity due to light status uncertainty. HR obviously denied the request, but that's when things got really weird. Brad's response was to bring his own cold lunch for the rest of the week because he couldn't trust the microwave's hidden lighting agenda anymore. He started eating sad peanut butter sandwiches and room temperature soup because he'd convinced himself our microwave was somehow defective or lying to him about its internal lighting situation. But wait, it gets worse. The following Monday, Brad cornered me by the coffee machine with a stack of printed emails. He'd spent his entire weekend researching microwave manufacturers and had contacted GE, Samsung, and Whirlpool directly to ask about their lighting protocols. Look at this, he said, shoving the papers at me. None of them would give me a straight answer about the light situation. They just kept saying the light turns off when the door closes, but they won't provide video evidence. He genuinely started a conspiracy theory about Big Microwave covering up the truth about interior lighting. The final straw came 2 weeks later during our quarterly team meeting. Jennifer was discussing office efficiency improvements when Brad raised his hand and asked if we could add microwave lighting transparency to our company value statement. The room went silent, 20 people staring at Brad as he explained how our workplace culture needed to embrace appliance honesty and thermal illumination accountability. Jennifer just looked at me like I could somehow explain what was happening. That afternoon, I finally solved Brad's existential crisis. I brought him over to the microwave, opened the door so he could see the light was on, then slowly closed it while he watched the light switch get pressed by the door and turn off. His mind was completely blown. Wait, there's a switch? Why didn't anyone tell me there was a switch? The guy had spent 3 weeks spiraling into an appliance-based conspiracy theory because he'd never noticed the little plastic button that every microwave has had since 1967. Brad still works here, and yes, he's found new things to be confused about. Last month, he asked if elevators work on weekends. I've learned to just nod and slowly back away whenever he starts asking questions about basic technology. Sometimes I wonder if he's actually a performance artist conducting some elaborate social experiment, but then he'll ask something like whether fish get thirsty, and I remember that no, he's just genuinely the dumbest person I've ever met.